Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Bit of a discussion, rather heated one I might add, took place over the weekend, I believe just Sunday. And, well, concerning censorship in one way or another, there are some people out there, while we are fighting for, or against, fighting against censorship in all manner, because I am 100% against censorship, regardless of what it is. Let the people decide, let the market decide. We point and laugh or we praise. But there are some out there who use their own personal beliefs to promote censorship. And when called out on it, they get a little upset. Now, what on earth could I possibly be talking about? Well, let's take a look. Because Pirate Nation posted this over on Twit, X, whatever you want to call it. Is this what gamers want? Now, I believe this is from First Descendant, a skin in the game. Or is this First Descendant? Well, regardless of the game, it is what some would call a Gooner game because it shows the lovely avatar's posterior shaking. Let's go ahead and take a little play on that one. My goodness, how horrible, how horrid this is. How can you possibly put this in a game and show it off, focusing a meme, focusing on the backside of a scantily clad, almost bikini-clad bottom of a lovely blonde avatar. It's not real. But anyway, some people have opinions. Is this what gamers want? Some would say yes, some would say no, but the ones that say no are all for different reasons. You have one side of this lovely little gamer gate, or as Smash JT calls it, Gooner gate, because that's where we are right now, making funny little names because I think it's hilarious. But on one side of the argument, they will call for essentially the uglification of women. Whereas our side just goes, make women attractive, make the avatars attractive, male and female, regardless of your opinions. Just make them both attractive, aesthetically pleasing. But then there's others that are supposedly on our side calling for covering up the lovely ladies. Now, why on earth would you do that? Well, it's because they have their own particular set of beliefs. Beliefs that I have had to deal with quite a few times in my lifetime. I'm a bit up there, Gen X, 50 years old. So I've seen this, I've heard it, I know how it starts, and I know where it wants to go. But here's where all the issues started. Now, I've read this a couple of times, and I know what Dread Roberts is trying to say. It's just the way he said it. So let's take a look at this. In reference to the lovely posterior in the video, any person with a modicum of decency would say no. Well, why are we bringing decency into this? Are you judging people's morals based on your own personal morals? Maybe trying to push those on others. Well, we don't want to do that. We don't want the left doing it, and we definitely don't want the religious right doing that. Because again, I've been there, seen it, and I know where it's heading. I know where it tries to go. He continues, this is not where the future of gaming should be headed. That's not up for you to decide, Dread Roberts. That's up for the market to decide. This game did not come from a Western studio. It came from a Korean studio, I believe, and they decide what they want to put out and what they don't want to put out. And I believe their ideas of censorship are far more heavy-handed than ours over here. So who are you to decide? Allow the market to decide who wants to play it and who doesn't want to. The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous. I can see where you're coming from, but let me finish this quote. I'm beginning to think that these people who say they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. No, you are incorrect in that sense. We want to save gaming. We want to save art in general. All art, and video games are art. We want to save it from anyone and everyone who is pro-censorship, regardless of the reason behind it. For adults are able to make their own choices, make their own decisions, vote with their wallet, which is the number one thing that we promote. Anti-censorship of all kinds, and let the market decide. If a game like this comes out, again, showing off the posterior, or as you like to claim, the pornographic nature of these video games, which are not pornographic, it's no more or less than you're going to see on a beach. Heaven forbid you go to Brazil. Let the market decide. We are all adults and can make our own decisions. Let your morals speak for yourself, not everyone else. So many claim to care about the morals in the future generations. Yes, but we also care about people making their own decisions. and giving them the freedom of choice, and not giving even an inch of progress to devs who push woke ideology or whatever else, but then they'll turn around and tell young men and women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. Not exactly. We're supporting titles that don't uglify women. We're supporting titles that do not censor characters, that do not censor dialogue, that do not change a video game because they want to appeal to modern sensibilities. What you're saying here is no different than the side that we're fighting against. Most of what I've seen for months now from these accounts are butt cheeks and cleavage. Yes, because trolling and memes is far beyond your comprehension. They're doing this on purpose to, at least in their eyes, own the left. These games are not put out there simply to show off ass, cheeks, and cleavage. But the focus in this one particular clip here, shows it off intentionally. The entire video game is not about this. And to top it all off, this particular outfit, in my understanding, thank you, Kyle, for clearing this up, it is a purchased skin. You have to go out of your way to purchase this, giving players the choice of what they want to see and what they don't want to see. If this is First Ascendant, I have played First Ascendant, and, well, the standard skins are not so revealing in any way, shape, or form. Again, you have to go out of your way. And this little video clip right here is taken specifically to show a very specific angle for a meme trolling people who we are against. Seriously, how is this making gaming better? It's not really, but it's not making it worse. It's showing devs what people are interested in, aesthetically pleasing models. Nothing wrong with that. All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. Do you honestly believe normies are on Twitter watching this? My goodness, most normies out there, the people who actually buy video games, don't pay attention to half of the nonsense that happens on YouTube and even less on Twitter. Let's continue. People may argue, quote, "We just want to push back on the ugly women agenda." And that's correct. Just trying to make a point to the lefty weirdos. Well, we're trying to make a point against anyone who is trying to censor art. All of them. Okay, so where do we draw the line? We do not. We, as in you, gamers, draw the line. The market is where the line is drawn. No matter what you think, no matter how you feel, whatever your morals and your moral grandstanding takes place, it is the market that will decide. If all of a sudden these games come out and they're not fun, they will fail. That seems to be the number one thing that is, well, glossed over. Games like Stellar Blade, games like The First Ascendant, or The Last Ascendant, whichever one it is. I played it for 30 minutes, y'all. I can't remember. These games have aesthetically pleasing avatars. Giddy. Gooner avatars, if you want to call them that. But if those games weren't fun to play, no one would care. No one would give them a second glance. They would go, oh, look at this. Yes, but the game is trash. The gameplay is trash and the story is trash, so we're going to move on. That is what everyone is forgetting. They made the game fun, or relatively fun, first, and then they added the nonsense afterwards. They made the avatars pretty. Are we forgetting that? It's all we want. We want fun games. We want things to make sense. Why not? Where do we draw the line? We draw the line at not censoring the creative vision of the developer, letting them make what they want to make, and then the market will decide if it succeeds or if it fails. That is where the line is drawn. There doesn't appear to be one, then you, sir, are blind. Now, here's where the problem comes into play. A lot of people took issue. This is why I say that we need real adults. Really. And are you the real adult, Roberts? Are you the real adult? Are you the real adult with real ambitions and aspirations and mature outlook that we should allow to draw that line? I think not. And I sure as hell know I wouldn't, because while you did not bring your own personal beliefs into this post in particular, you have them, and I do not fault them. But when you start trying to push them on people, then that's where I have the problem. Censorship is censorship, regardless of the intentions. The road to ruin is paved with good intentions. You can make the decisions for yourself, your family, and those around you, and that's fine. I have no problems with that. No one's going to really have a problem with that. It's when you start trying to push those on other people who are not interested in where it tends to lead. People who have their priorities straight and their arousal in check. Well, I'm sorry if you don't know how to control yourself, but don't project that on other people. How about that? But of course, Dread Roberts is not the only one that decided to get into it because, well, let's see where we have here. Melanie Mack, of course, decided to give her 2 cents, and I have my opinions on her, but whatever. Not me, of course, and that's fine. I like attractive characters, but I don't want to play something with naked butts, boobs, and bulges in my face. Then don't play the game. Vote with your wallet, just like everyone else does. I'd feel like a total loser playing something like that, which is a bit of a backhanded insult, not a backhanded insult, that's wrong, a bit passive-aggressive insult to the people who enjoy playing video games like that. Melanie Mack, how could you do such a thing? Leave your religious views out of it. Let people make the decision for themselves. And of course, the discussion continues, because this was a bit of an interesting thing, because you have 2 attractive avatars, one of which set off the puritanical left, who want all the avatars to be ugly as sin, and then you have the one on the right, which I guess is this is the standard look of this lovely, where are you now? I've got ahead of myself. I guess that's the standard look of this one right here. One pissed off the far right, the other pissed off the far left. Korean devs being Giga Chads wasn't on my bingo card. Well, stop pretending the right has a problem with any of these images. The right does not. It's the religious right that does. The Bible thumpers. Again, like I said before, I've been through this before. Okay? Don't try to pin this on, oh, it's just the libtards that do this. They're the ones that want to censor. The PMRC was started by Tipper Gore, and she was a Democrat. Yes, but her beliefs was based on religion. It was the religious right that went after Dungeons & Dragons, calling it satanic. Most of the satanic panic that we've been experiencing through the 80s, well, hell, it started long before that, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today was done by both sides, all in the name of censorship. For censorship, well, no, actually censorship in the name of their personal beliefs, whether it is religious beliefs or political beliefs, ideological beliefs. Call it whatever you want, but they are 2 sides of the same coin. Stop pretending the right has a problem with it. So, interesting there, but again, what Melanie's response? I agree with this take, going back to Dread Roberts. I've been fighting with y'all against the woke mob, turning female characters into troons. Into troons? Not sure what that means. And I like characters to look attractive. Well, then there you go. Let characters be attractive. But I don't want to be lumped in with those pushing for practically soft-core porn? This is soft-core porn. There's no nudity in this picture. You would see worse than this on your average Florida or California beach in the summer. So how, comparing a woman wearing a bikini bottom to softcore porn, that is a bit of a stretch. But according to Melanie Mack, it is degeneracy. But I guess we have no problem playing Grand Theft Auto games and where you mow down all manner of, well, ones and zeros graphically represented on the TV, on your screen. But that's okay. Put a curvy female out there with a bikini, and that's verboten. Curvy female characters like classic Lara Croft that had massive breasts. And Melanie Mack has been also vehemently against the covering up of Lara Croft's cleavage. Oh, interesting. In favor of Lara Croft's bodacious booty, only if it's covered in shorts. In a bikini, nope, that's not okay. Curvy characters almost completely naked. Again, trying to figure out the right tabs. Almost completely naked. It's a bikini, folks. It's a bikini. Okay? Who's overly sexualizing these characters when referring to this as almost softcore porn? Who's the one sexualizing who? Again, finding the right tabs. No thanks. And you know what, Melanie? That's fine. Again, that is perfectly fine. But it's not your choice whether or not these games should and shouldn't be made. Keep your moral grandstanding to yourself. Keep your religious beliefs to your own home. You want to preach to people? That's fine. But getting all bent out of shape and calling people names because they disagree with your reasoning and they disagree with the idea of censorship, well, I don't know. Muscular male characters, awesome, but these mods with Leon Kennedy and a jockstrap, degenerate, because a jockstrap is degenerate. Okay, we want characters to look good without advocating for porn. And here is the final Grand Canyon reach for people like Melanie Mack and Dread Roberts, equating sexy with pornography, or equating it with advocating for pornography. This statement right here is why people will say that you are no better than the people we are fighting against, because that is the same verbiage sent at us when we praised Eve from Stellar Blade, calling us gooners and porn addicts. So no, please forgive me. I'm not interested in your censorship, regardless of what ideology it is based on. I'm not interested in pushing any beliefs on anyone else. I give my opinion, show off everything, and ultimately, wallets in hand, the customers, the market will decide. Not you, Melanie Mack, not you, Dread Roberts. That is where the line is drawn. It is drawn by the market, no one else. End of discussion. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTubers. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. Buckle up, folks. Have a good one.